Hey there, superhero fans. Today we're cracking open a portal to the Deadpool multiverse with this insane minifigure set. Look at this box. 12 Deadpools? That's not a set. That's a full-blown chaotic convention. Alright, let's unleash these little guys from their plastic prison. And swords? Enough to arm a small, very sarcastic army. Oh, and peep that Gwenpool! We've got the classic red, and then, well, let's just say the color wheel threw up on the rest. It's gonna be a wild ride, folks. We'll start with this dark red Deadpool. Maybe he's going through his emo phase or just spilled grape juice all over his suit. The print on him is kinda average, not the best. And I gotta say, the plastic quality is also just okay. I've had some unofficial sets where the plastic quality was top-notch. Let's give him his swords. Did you know Deadpool's healing factor is so intense that he can survive insane injuries? Like totally bonkers stuff where he gets chopped into pieces. This dark red version might have just come back from one of those oops moments. And now we're moving on to the next one, Yellow Deadpool. Maybe he's a huge banana fan? Here's a fun fact. Deadpool's sense of humor is often a defense mechanism. He uses jokes to cope with the pain and trauma he's been through. So maybe this yellow suit is his way of saying, I'm fine, even if he's not. As far as I know, Deadpools usually don't have that many different color variations. It seems like the designers here went wild and experimented with colors, creating whatever came to mind. This yellow one, I like the color, but the quality is just as average. I've seen better. It's kind of silly to expect different plastic and print quality from minifigures in the same set. Next up, we have a light gray, almost ghostly Deadpool. This guy is definitely trying to blend into the shadows, or he forgot to do his laundry. Deadpool's real name is Wade Wilson. It's kind of a nod to another famous mercenary, Deathstroke, whose real name is Slade Wilson. It's a bit of a shame that these minifigures don't have any prints on their heads or emotions on their faces. They could have at least put some prints on the heads since they have helmets, added different facial expressions and emotions. That's probably a minus for this set. But the main advantage, of course, is not the quality of the figures, but their quantity. You can make a big army of Deadpools. And now we move on to the next one, Blue Deadpool. He's either a little sad or just really loves the ocean. Or maybe he's just trying to match his mood to the background. Either way, he looks beautiful. There's something about those yellow eyes, some kind of romance, that sets him apart from other classic Deadpools with black eyes. I mean, with black eye outlines. A cool minifigure. Oh, this is interesting. A gray Deadpool with red eyes? This guy is definitely up to no good. Or maybe he just has severe allergies. Actually, this look is inspired by Deadpool's time with X-Force, a team known for their, shall we say, enthusiastic approach to problem solving. It's a darker, more intense version of Wade. And I have to say, the sword sheaths on these figures are surprisingly well designed. They hold those katanas like a dream, a definite plus. However, let's be real, the prints could be a tad more vibrant. It's like they used a printer running out of ink. And next up we have Orange Deadpool. He's either getting ready for Halloween or just really loves road cones. Deadpool's classic red and black is supposed to hide blood, right? But this orange guy, he's throwing caution to the wind. And honestly, I'm digging it. It's so unapologetically Deadpool. In the comics, Deadpool has worn all sorts of ridiculous costumes. Remember when he tried to join the X-Men and wore a variation of their yellow and black uniform? This orange version feels like it belongs in that same category of glorious absurdity. What do you think? Drop a comment and let me know if you're feeling the orange vibe. Well, now we're moving on to the dark side of the Marvel hero, that is Black Deadpool. This guy is probably a master of ninjutsu, or just really good at spilling coffee on himself. But here's the thing, Deadpool has a dark past. He's done some truly terrible things. This black suit might represent that darker side of Wade, the side he tries to bury under a mountain of chimichangas and wisecracks. It's ironic, isn't it? Superheroes are supposed to be stealthy, but they always wear the most eye-catching outfits. Even this Black Ninja Deadpool is rocking a bright red eye outline. Classic Deadpool. And now we move on to Pink Deadpool. Is he just really into bubblegum? Or maybe, since we're dealing with the Deadpool multiverse, this is female Deadpool. If you know, write in the comments. I have to say, the print on this one actually looks a bit crisper. It's weird, right? You'd think the print quality would be consistent across the board, but it seems like Pinkpool got the VIP treatment. It's a nice change of pace. Maybe this is a hint that there are levels to the Deadpool multiverse? Some are just more fabulous than others. Next up, we have Green Deadpool. He's either a big fan of St. Patrick's Day or just really loves the Hulk. And speaking of the Hulk, remember that time Deadpool tried to convince the Hulk to join his Deadpool Corps?
I'm Marvel Jesus, you dull creature, and I will not.
Yeah, that didn't go as planned. But hey, Deadpool has tangled with pretty much every major Marvel character at some point, from Spider-Man to Thanos. And you know who else this Green Deadpool reminds me of? Kick-Ass. That movie series with its gritty, hyper-realistic take on superheroes shares Deadpool's love for breaking the mold. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a wild ride. But we move on to White Deadpool. The prints on this one are, let's say, faded. It's like he went through a bleach cycle with his costume. Not a huge fan, honestly. But hey, the helmet print is decent. Maybe he's a ghost. Or a blank canvas for Deadpool's next artistic masterpiece. Who knows? And we move on to the white and pink Gwenpool. This is definitely a girl. Look at that lovely makeup. Gwenpool is the ultimate fourth wall breaker, even more so than Deadpool himself. She knows she's a fictional character, and she uses that knowledge to her advantage. And while she's not a direct Deadpool clone, she shares his meta-awareness and chaotic energy. Did you know that Gwenpool is a character that comes from our real world into the Marvel universe? She was a comic book reader that got pulled into the pages. How meta is that? Now, we've got this adorable Gwenpool, but she's missing her signature swords. That simply won't do. Let's arm her with a couple of grey katanas from our extra pile. And finally, the main hero, the one and only merc with a mouth. Chimichanga lover, fourth wall breaker, regenerating degenerate, let's welcome Deadpool. And remember, there are countless versions of Wade Wilson across the multiverse. Some are heroes, some are villains, but all of them are uniquely Deadpool. And check this out. This classic red Deadpool doesn't have a separate helmet. It's all one piece. A cool detail that sets him apart from the others. I've already assembled this particular Deadpool figure. You can find the build video on the channel, linked in the description and up in the top right corner. Now, I'm going to compare it with these newer versions. Right away, the sword-holding mechanism on this first one is a point of concern. It's just not as smooth. With the newer figures, it's straightforward. Simply insert the swords into their respective slots. However, this older minifigure requires a more complicated process. First, you must position one sword, then secure it with a separate piece, essentially clamping it down, before inserting the second sword. This is not only cumbersome, but as you can see, the second sword is quite difficult to insert. I'm struggling to get it in right now. In contrast, the new figures have swords that fit snugly and are very play-friendly. With this first figure, pieces can easily detach during play, like so. But this older minifigure does boast detailed printing on the back, pants, and sides of the legs. The newer ones lack this, with a completely red back and legs. Also, the plastic seems to be of slightly lower quality. On the other hand, the first set includes pistols, which is a significant advantage. Here's the holster with a Desert Eagle pistol. Now, if we examine the heads, notice how this one has better proportioned eyes, larger and more accurate. This one, however, appears to have a flattened face and reduced, disproportionate eyes. So, if I were to create the ultimate Deadpool from these two, I would take this approach. I would disassemble this figure, taking its scabbards and head, and attach them to our original Deadpool, leaving this figure headless. Or, let's say, Wolverine took his head. And I almost forgot to mention, this set came with a plethora of swords, truly a multitude. It's a veritable Deadpool multiverse. And, of course, a new addition to the Deadpool collection, Kidpool. Now let's take a look at the entire collection. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. Give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to Guideblocks. And hey, if you love this dive into the Deadpool multiverse, you're gonna love what's next. Over here on the left, I've got a playlist packed with all my Marvel builds so you can keep the superhero action going. And on the right, YouTube's picked out a video it thinks you'll absolutely love. Trust me, it's a good one. So, don't be a stranger. Keep exploring the Marvel universe with me. See you in the next one. Bye.